TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials down 28. NASDAQ is up 6. S&P's up 4. Gold up $6, trading at $15.84 an ounce. We had silver up 14 cents, $17.76 an ounce. Light sweet crude up 63 cents, $52. $52. We haven't seen that in a long time.
Nice 52 handle for crude, holding steady. Notes
and bonds, guess what, folks? It's the ever-ready bunny. 10-year note up 10 ticks, 130.102. The 30-year up 27 ticks, 162.23. And you're going to see both of them once again going higher with volume. They want higher price, lower yield. King dollar basically flat, 99.060. That's still trying to gain entrance into its higher trading range. It's been bouncing up against that trend line for quite some time. Haven't been able to basically get it over the other side of it. Euro's at 108. The yen is out here at 109.75, and the pound is at 130 to 1 U.S. dollar. Market-wise, I mean, it just, you're down $1.25 yesterday in the Dow, but really shook it off.
Yes,
definitely. Shook it off in a big way. Out here this morning, and I was listening to your show on the news, light them up, right?
Cannabis stocks, man. They trimmed their costs. They took in more revenue. They lost less than they, as in Canopy at least.
Yes.
And quite a pop, man. Up, it was a size 24, even above that, I think, pre-market. But you got...
Yeah,
big movement.
Up 344, and I guess the big thing, I mean, when I was listening to your news broadcast, is the amount of market share they have.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pull up the quote. I think I still have it because it is a big one, man. There's your Canopy and what I think I took a look at. Yeah, so the company said its market share in retail is 22% of the Canadian recreation market. Strong demand for its premium and value-priced dried flower and pre-rolled joints. That's a staggering number, man. As I think most people would agree that that's going to be expanding in Canada. It's going to be expanding in the U.S. If you ever end up with a share of that market to that degree, let alone double digits, is just mammoth numbers.
And I think we're going to branding. You know what I mean? It's branding. It's like it's just going to be like a liquor company, man. Yep. You know what I mean?
And they they reported a fiscal third quarter net loss 26 cents. The market was looking for 39.
Yeah.
And they had 93 million in sales. They were only looking for 79. That's a big beat.
Big number.
Yeah.
Now we got to go to Tesla because this is the golden boy, in a huge way. Does a secondary. They price it $30 below the close of yesterday, and guess what?
Doesn't matter, man.
Bottom line, higher price.
Yeah, $767, I think, was the price of that Tesla. I mean, you're already in a nice profitable position. And there is it, $767.
Right.
So 2.65 million shares at that price, 4.6% discount to Thursday's close. The expectation, though, when you do that, right, is that it may open at that level, so you're not. And but guess what? Nope. Tesla, we're opening flat to higher. It was a little bit lower pre-market, but right on.
Today's the day that we're going to get this. So this is the 13F filings. Today's the final day that they can file. So let's take a look and see who sold by the. So look, there's going to be some happy people. Oh my God, look at this. At the top, folks, this can only happen to Jim Simons. Okay, so this Renaissance Technology, right, is one of the most successful, or if not the most successful,
hedge fund.
Yeah, period. Going all the way back to the 80s. And guess what? He's filed that he bought $3.2 million as a new position
at the last quarter.
Okay, let's see who sold. That we knew that Saudi Arabia sold. I'm sure they played plenty of money, but they sold out. They sold 8.2 million shares.
Yeah, that's a lot of money they left on the table.
Oh my God, it's huge. Not that many sellers, man. I mean, who's this? Alliance sold 1230.
Yeah.
Nothing big though. There's nothing big. Goldman Sachs. No, that's September. So that wasn't it.
Right.
Nothing big.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's some happy people out there. J.P. Morgan, look at that.
Just like so, 3.2 million, right? The math is going to become staggering.
Times 400.
That's what I was going to say. So what is 3.2 million times 100 is going to be 32 million, 320 million for so 1.2 billion, so $1 billion trade getting into that position. Yeah.
And the way these 13Fs work, folks, okay, we don't know whether they still own it it's a 45-day delay, but the reality is you get a
it's potential. I mean, they could have sold it if they bought it at 400 at 550.
Exactly. Right. So pretty wild.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Let's go. Well, we got Tom in Dallas, Texas. Hey, Tom, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you doing there?
Doing great, man. Yourself?
Morning, Tom.
Pretty good. Good morning.
We got a lot of Toms here.
We do. Welcome to the O'Brien family. So, Royal Gold, right?
Yeah, I shorted a couple of puts last month when it was up. I'm glad I did that much. I think it was probably close to 120, and wondering what fundamentally might be happening with it, or if this might be a good time. If this might be a bottom right here.
Okay, so when you actually bought the put, you didn't short a put, did you? Because if you short a put, you're long.
Yeah, that's right. I shorted puts. I shorted a couple of puts.
Oh, so you're long?
So I'm long. I shorted 110, so I'm covered down to 106.
Okay.
So I'm underwater a little bit by now.
So let's take a look at this. Now, this has been a little problem here. The high for the year is 138, which is the high. The low is 80. And this hasn't been operating that cool, man. So let's take a look and see where we're at here.
Yeah, gold is going up and GDX is going up, but this one's...
It has been. They had trouble at one of their mines, and it looks like they continue to have trouble. Yeah, I'd be careful with this, man. I mean, this looks to me like, it's not that bad.
Back to July of 18.
Yeah, like 98. 98 is game here. You're down 220, 101. Because you have selling in here, and the differential between this and the two largest streamers are Royal Gold and Franco-Nevada. And what a streamer is, folks, is that they're like a bank. They make money on the gross. They invest
royalties, right?
On royalties, right? And you can see Franco-Nevada is at all-time highs, man.
Yeah, quite a difference.
So just be careful, man. I mean, I think what's going to help you right now is that the gold market itself is in an ABC structure on the way up, and it's performing. It's going after... What we did with gold yesterday is that we took out a B point of a smaller ABC structure up, and that's saying that gold's going to the 1595. Now, 1595 is the swing point of the larger ABC structure, and it's going to need a lot of volume up there. You can see yesterday we took out the small B point, took it out with volume. That price projection is 1595, which just happens to be 1595 where the larger B point is.
Yeah.
And we got volume in the gold market today. So
Excuse me.
I say that the bottom line is that when is your expiration on that short put?
It's next Friday.
Next Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you might end up with a break even on or something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you took it. You took in the premium at 110, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, it's weak. Let's put it that way. It's definitely, you don't like when gold keeps going up, when they're throwing everything at the market and gold's, still strong.
Yeah.
Royal Gold should be strong, man. Cooking, brother. Have a great one.
Thanks for staying, Tom.
Have a great day.
You too, man.
Thanks, you
Stay
guys.
right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. Dow's down 43, Nasdaq's up 3, S&P's are up 6. We'll come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's down 26. NASDAQ is up 4. S&Ps are off 3. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Mark Kinsler. Mark, folks, is a sophomore at Seton Hall University in New Jersey. He happens to also be in Florida. I happen to know him from hanging out right here.
Perfect.
I figure we get be good to check in with the 20-year-olds and see what's going on in the universities.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Mark, welcome to TFNN.
Good morning. Good morning. It's awesome to finally be on.
That's a beautiful thing. So here, first off, I was looking at the paper this morning. It said it was like 70 degrees in Boston yesterday. Was it beautiful in New Jersey also?
Yeah, it was. It's been sunny, so I can't complain with that. All of a sudden, it kind of turned windy today and a little brutal. You know how it goes.
As we know, the sun alone up there even is beautiful.
Yeah, it's been a lot better.
You gotta love it. So let me ask you something, right? So you're a sophomore at Seton Hall, right?
Yes.
What is the thinking at your school right now in general as to like where people are going to go? What are they looking for jobs? I mean, I know you're still kind of young to really not understand, but as to exactly what you're going to do.
Sure.
But just overall, kind of where is the thinking?
Yeah, I think with the majority of people I run into, this commonality of thinking, such a change from, say, like our parents, right? I want this job, and I'm going to do it for 40 years.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, I've not met anyone that has a desire to graduate at 22 and by 25 be married with a kid, right?
Yeah.
Or,
right.
I want to be around the country. So I think it's really this, all of a sudden, in this age of entrepreneurship and science, and you can take these structures of things that have been for a long time, right? And now these things that are brand new, how do we redefine, kind of recreate, or merge them together, and either use that in your kind of typical career path, medicine or law, or this, let's have a financial news network and also run real estate, right?
Sure.
And,
hey, so
tie these things together. So it's kind of like, just there's so much content out there about, all right, save money, take this master class on how to make your sleep better, you know?
Yeah.
And so that really just puts you, the most people I've met, like, wow, okay, where's, you know, not only this coming of age and all, but like, where's my heart lie and my desires relative to just the inundation of information from, you know, presidential race to NFL to, you know, a new album. So it's really just, I think, a unique point as to, wow, here's this career, but not like, yeah, maybe I get my degree and I go to graduate school, I get the job right after, but what does it mean for this long term, and where do I want to live, or do I want to travel?
Are people worried about that? The reason I'm asking is that this is pretty cool what you're saying, because it seems that they're not worried about having a long-term job. Because, I mean, what is happening in my cycle, I'm old enough to remember when it turned, and people were really mad when it turned.
Sure.
Meaning that, you know, let's say you're going to school, you could normally sometimes get out of school and have a job, whether it's IBM or something like 20, 30 years, have a huge retirement, and that has changed dramatically.
Yeah.
So my question is, that's not even on the table with you folks at this point, right? Because the turn has been so long, right? Would that be correct?
Yeah, I would say so, at least in my experience, or most of it, most interactions.
Which is pretty cool, because then you have clearer thinking, right?
I guess.
Maybe.
Clarity that you can't get a job that has a pension. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
No, I've not sat down and, you know, been like, oh, are you worried about what's happening at 45 or 55 or 60 plus?
Yeah.
So, no, I don't really on a daily basis go, oh, man.
Maybe part of it just
lead me.
Jump in, Mark. The way I think about it is a lot more mobility, freedom, the mobile age of being able to do things from a variety of, you know, you used to have to be in a factory at a workstation doing your job because it was a lot of manual or whatever it was, you know, whether you were just writing on paper, you had to be there. Nowadays, you have a laptop, you can be anywhere in the world, and you're going to have a lot of freedoms to do a lot of jobs in a lot of capacities.
And it's, and that's what's the amazing thing, and kind of maybe was thinking of in your last question, right? Yeah, you can sell homes, you can create markets for anything you want to sell, information, like you're saying, yeah. And as far as the master classes and the things you can learn without sitting in the classroom, without, like you're saying, sitting in the factory, learning how to put this together, and then it's going to go on that line, so on and so forth. So it's just kind of like, look at these options. Now, what's interesting is that can be kind of turned, right? You can get complacent and be like, oh, yeah, I have all this at my fingertips. Like, I'll figure it out. And figure out becomes 3 months, becomes 5 years.
Yes.
Right. And you just take a job. So I don't want to say like everyone out there is, you know, on this campus has that ambition to do that. But it's definitely not the, oh, man, I got to find this job and figure out what I'm doing. Now, in some places, people are like, yeah, I'll pay my dues, so to speak, and move on. But I personally kind of go, why? Like, I understand, I agree fully with experience and learning and mentorship. But at the same time, there's all these things that we're referencing. There's such an ability that's never been there before to try, whether if you want to do 20 different things, or if you want to get really good at, life coaching, and then you want to get really good at artwork, you have that ability, and now even more so in the sense of, you know, mental awareness, spiritual awareness, body awareness, and all the things that come with that, and mental health these days. It's just like, wow, you know, you're unpacking so much, which can be overwhelming as well.
So you know, let me ask you, what comes up in the markets quite a bit, okay, is that the amount of debt that young people are taking on. So how does that, you know, you go to basically a big university there, right? Now, I know you're a swimmer, but what is the conversation, you know, on campus about debt? Is there a conversation, or is that just put off?
It's interesting. I don't know if conversation is the word I'd want to use.
Okay. Yeah.
I think, like you're saying, it's brought up a lot by, you know, the guys that say, why are you going to college? You know, what in the entrepreneurship age, you know, these guys that are doing very well for themselves, right? And whatever that may be. And they're like, what are you spending $60,000 on a year?
Yeah.
now between us and administration or them having events, not really. I think it's still being run as this business, which you kind of get. But I've had a few with others, got peers, and just kind of at how ridiculous it is, right? I mean, how crazy it is for some people to be putting everything on their name, all this money that they got to put forth and pay back somehow, and
you don't have
or
a
maybe
plan
not
to pay it off, especially.
Okay, well,
and
listen,
so,
man.
It's worrisome.
We'll continue this conversation, Mark. Listen, man, you have a great one, safe one, have a great weekend, and we look forward to speaking to you again.
All right, brothers. Be
Thank
well.
you.
Thanks, Mark.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow's down 6, Nasdaq's up 13, S&Ps are off 2. Come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials down 13, Nasdaq's up 10, S&Ps are down 3. Let's go over to Anico Eagle. This thing is getting smoked out here this morning in a very large way. Now, Anico Eagle, bottom line, gold equity. The low for the year is $39. The high is $64.88. And you're going to see, this baby here gap down $7.50 today. I want to show you something on this, though. This is, we follow this in the gold report. And bottom line, what you're going to see here is this baby had a high volume low. And so, these are always dangerous, folks, okay? First off, it had a heck of a run, okay? You had a great run. But this high volume low is sticking out like a sore thumb. It was like the 14th of January. It's like, okay man, does someone, fundamentally know something? Well, you never know. But the bottom line is that high volume lows are always dangerous. So let's see what they had to say, because this is quite a hit. So an Eagle fell the most in 8 years, cutting its guidance for 2020 gold output amid a slower than expected ramp up at new mines in northern Canada. Production guidance was lowered to 1.88 million ounces from a previous 1.9 to 2 million. So that's a big number.
It is.
That's a big number.
It is.
The reduction was largely due to revisions to mine plans at two of its operations in Quebec. Now, if you take a look at this, bottom line is that, you got to be really careful, because most times when you come down this hard, right, this thing has to basically test itself out, because what you have here, this was a nice breakout going back to the June, right? You're back in that area. Now, you can see what markets like to do. We're going back into where it broke topside from. At this particular point, though, you're coming back with too much volume. Okay, so because fundamentally what ends up happening is like, okay, whoever bought it since June now is in either flat position or a losing position.
Sure.
So you got to let this sort out for a bit, folks. That's the real bottom line. Now that's on the weekly. Now if we bring this and we take this on the monthly, what you're going to see here is the bottom line is that you broke topside, couldn't handle it. Now you're back in the lower range again. So this is, I wouldn't be jumping right into this because there's plenty of traders that made a lot of money on the stock, including us.
Yeah.
And you tend to go right back into those stocks when you take a big hit.
Sure, thinking it,
Yeah, so just be careful if you are in that or trading it. If you're in it, you get decisions to be made. If you're trading it, it's a little bit different. But that's quite a hit, man.
Yeah,
it's quite
$7 gone.
And the markets in general, though, I mean, guess what? We're at a Friday. We got viruses across the world.
Yeah. I'm going to jump back if I can. I saw the consumer sentiment. There you go. And maybe so this is where you're saying you thought it was good. Yeah, so this is the number. That's at 10 o'clock. Okay. Maybe that's what you'd seen when we were coming in. Consumer sentiment, highest since 2018 on economic views. U.S. consumer sentiment rising to the highest level in almost 2 years in February on brighter views on finances and the economy. Adding to signs consumption will keep fueling growth. Interesting in light of the retail sales, though, which kind of disagreed and had some negativity.
Right.
So the University of Michigan's preliminary sentiment index rose to 100.9 from 99.8 in January. The expectations index increased to 92.6, the second highest reading of the record-long U.S. economic expansion. So amid historically low unemployment, steady wage gains, the sixth straight increase, primarily driven by better ratings of current personal finances and economic outlook. Yeah.
Yeah. That's, there's no doubt that when you take a look at the people are looking at their 401ks,
we just saw.
Just in the marketplace, the bottom line is that there's been a lot of wealth created in the
I was
market.
just going to bring up the article from Fidelity, right, about their managed article, the most millionaires was it ever, maybe, in their managed 401k retirement type accounts. Up a dramatic number, too, those accounts. I think it was like big numbers. They did really well in the final quarter of last year, as a lot of people did when the market just...
There you go. There's that S&P.
Yeah.
Right? 28, 6 months ago, 5 months ago, 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
28.55 to 33.76. That's 520 S&P points.
Right.
560 would be 10%. So you're talking about 8-9% run in the final quarter.
And we're only talking 5 months.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's the whole thing's really intriguing, and I think it probably still keeps coming back to the bottom line is that there's a cash flow out here. You have interest rates that continue to want higher price, lower yield, and we'll it might be 10 or 20 years before we figure out why.
It's quite a conundrum.
It is. And, today, folks, the 10-year, is up 10 ticks. It already has 907,000 contracts. So we're going to do 2 million contracts today.
Okay.
Yesterday, you gave it up on price. So watch this. We did 2.1 million contracts, but yet, from the highest to the lows, you really gave it up on price. But it's going right after it again.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing is just relentless. Now, when we do put the world ones up, I can totally understand when I put the world ones up. I'm still having a hard time in my own head, though, that, we're at 1.57. It is what it is. I mean, percentage-wise, when you look at how much more percentage-wise we're at, it's a monster number.
Canada's 1.3. The UK's 0.61. France is in the negative. Germany's in the negative by 0.4.
Right.
Italy's 0.9. Spain, Portugal.
So if you're sitting in France or Germany right now, right, you only got to press a couple buttons to buy U.S. Treasuries.
Sure.
The
worry there is that then you got to get it back into the
That's
currency,
right, the euro.
The currency risk for sure.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So and that's driving. There's no doubt that's driving markets. Because when you look at the dividends, that are getting kicked off just inside the marketplace. Never mind the principal.
Yes, right.
The dividends end up being
huge,
very large. Actually,
huge. How about this story? So we saw the announcement, the news item, was a couple days ago now, that the FTC was going to be looking at retroactive transactions. So it looks like one of the deals they'll be looking at is Google's Waze deal. So I'm a big fan of Waze.
I am
too. It's a map service.
You turned me on to it.
Yeah, it has traffic details in there. It'll tell you when a car's parked on the side. It'll tell you when there's an accident coming. It's consumer driven, right? Where they're taking your data from driving, they're taking everyone's data. You mark things on the road.
Right.
Google bought it for $1.1 billion, and the FTC just ordered major tech companies to fork over details on waves of small acquisitions made during the last decade. A more sizable deal is also seen as a target, that $1.1 billion deal. The FTC quickly approved the 2013 transaction, but antitrust experts say the regulator will take a second look because it combined two popular digital mapping services. I would agree. I'm pretty sure I was using Google Maps, and now I use Waze.
Right.
What else is there?
Right.
I think Apple probably has a service. I'm not familiar with it, even as an iPhone user.
What I'm interested in? I got to find out. So what happened about a year ago in my car was, that you have your, whatever you call it, you put where you're going, right?
Your display or whatever, yep.
And then what ends
your
up...
GPS, okay.
Thank you, GPS. And then what happened is on the GPS, just like in Waze, is that not if cops are there, but if there's anything going on, it says, oh, hold on, we're going to change routes on you.
Okay.
So it's really, I'd like to see what they are using.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll get into more of it because I'm interested.
Number.
Yeah.
Stay right there, Tommy, and I'll come right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow down 3, NASDAQ up 18, S&P's just about flat. And if we go back to that Waze and the Google, it's going to be intriguing here to see how this shakes out, because I guess Waze, they did keep this as a separate company, a separate part of Google, right?
Yeah, that there is Waze by itself, and then there's still Google Maps. You know, they kept them as their own entity.
Okay.
Just some interest stats and info in here. From 2010 to 2019, the big 5 tech companies, 362 small deals not subject to merger review. Waze, one of them, and that's what we'll get into. And they talk 2013, acquisition, strategic coup. Google faced 2 existential threats at the time, social media and smartphones. Waze, almost combining the two in terms of socially interacting.
Right.
You mark things on the map. And so regulators in the UK launched a more in-depth investigation, asked Google to keep Waze separate. During the meantime, they had a final report in 2013 citing concerns from other companies that Google was knocking out a threat to its mapping service. And the part I found especially interesting, to get down to the bottom here, so Google has kept Waze a separate service, but the internet giants use the data from the app to improve its ads, according to someone at RBC. New ad formats in Google Maps, clear similarities to the ones in Waze. So they were doing, they're a tech company that really had the mobile mapping, the ads. Now they're in Google Maps. And Google has now collected enough data through Waze to effectively roll out broader solutions for advertisers in Google Maps and provide them data. We always hear about it, right? Huge. Data is everything. And you have different commentators, analysts down here said Waze may be of particular interest to the FTC because location, of course, making data Google's dominant search advertising much more potent. And the regulators, this is the best part, I think, eyeing deals that weren't reported under the Hart-Scott-Rodino Act, which requires companies to tell enforcement agencies about acquisitions of a certain size. While Google declared plans to buy Waze, it never filed the purchase under HSR, likely relying on an exemption related to the startup's lack of U.S. revenue at the time, 2013. So that's why they don't get as much of a review.
Yeah.
And now that, of course, Google is taking over the world along with the other FANG stocks.
Right.
And it was. I always... Because they were. I mean, who else was pushing out a map service? And I think they had 50 million people at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about squashing the only competition in the whole world for mapping, mapping locations of every citizen.
Yeah. And
not a bad thing to monopolize.
We've all got used to, I'm asking my phone in my car all the time when I'm looking for something. What's near me? Where's the closest bank? Where's the restaurant? And, bang, they pop right up.
I mean, when you think about it, allowing them to monopolize, location services.
Which is huge.
It's everything. Yeah. And they go over it for advertising, for everything, for data. Yeah.
And it seems that, personally, they really do make money, not on the ads, but let's say the restaurant near me, you have the restaurant, I'll try this restaurant.
Yeah. Location,
bang, I go,
very crucial.
it's like, because it's a time deal.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So return.
There's a lot you can do to increase productivity, and that's why I think a lot of people open themselves up to being tracked, because it allows you all these great services, right?
Yes.
You know, you don't have to have a phone. You don't have to be tracked, but you kind of make that sacrifice because, man, then I can ask it where I am. It knows where I am. It tracks my GPS when I run, does stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. But you're
so, there's a great story. Let's see. Listen to this, folks. This gets in. Oh, I know what it is. There's a story in the New York Wall Street Journal today, and what it's about the top lobbyist for Oracle.
Okay.
And Oracle, folks, when the Congress was looking into Google, the biggest witness was their top lobbyist for Oracle.
Okay.
Okay. And what he did was this. He went and got a phone, a Google phone on Friday.
Okay.
Right? Just a Friday.
Yep.
Turned around, shut off all of the things that you thought were tracking.
Yes.
Okay? Turned around, didn't touch it until Monday morning, right?
Yep.
Brought it Monday morning, then he brought the phone into Congress.
Okay.
And he was showing Congress that you can shut everything off, but yet that all that information is going to go back to Google anyway. Now listen to this one. This is the ultimate. This guy, of course, is in the tech business, so he knew what's going on. So what he did, in some buildings, he went up to higher floors, right? Well, they actually know what floors you went on, and listen to how they know it. From the atmospheric pressure.
Okay.
It sends back the atmospheric pressure of where you are.
For altitude.
For altitude.
Sure.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
It's a great article, folks.
Yeah.
And of course, that article is about competition. Oracle wants to slow down Google, okay? But it's an amazing article.
And I think a lot of phones track that. I only know because I just use a free service for biking or running, and they know if you're climbing or if you're falling, and not just it could be on running. So it's one thing for stairs because maybe it knows the movement, but somehow it knows your altitude. So it must be on a more standard feature than people realize.
And when you talk data, I just never expected that you're talking, they're sending back.
They know exactly where you are.
Yeah, right.
Longitude, latitude.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You got to love it.
How about Amazon? That's a good time to jump to Big Brother with their Ring, with their...
That's right. So now we get
Alexa in your living room.
Right. And you got the judge put a temporary restraining order too. Now, and what had happened there, folks, we're talking Oracle. Oracle was involved in this at the beginning. Oracle was the first one that sued both Amazon and the government and Microsoft.
Yeah.
And then they lost, okay, because they just couldn't handle it. And then Microsoft turned around, won the contract. And the contract, folks, is not monster money. It's only $10 billion. What the essence is, however, that if you get a $10 billion contract with the Pentagon, they know it's going to be $50 billion.
It's going to grow over time.
And that once, if you're the Pentagon and you're building out the cloud with
it's really tough to just change it year by year.
It's not going to happen,
And that was the sell-off yesterday at about 2 o'clock when that news got announced. So from about 185.44 all the way down to about 183. Check it out. We're right back at about 185 right there from Microsoft on that news.
So the fight's going to continue.
Yes, I imagine. They'll spend some money on lawyers to secure that contract.
They will. Yeah. And the Pentagon has already said they do not want two different vendors.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that shakes out. Our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, last night did an outstanding workshop for all his subscribers, folks. It's not too late. You can just go over. You can subscribe to our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, the opening call. You can get that whole workshop. Plus, he had 5 other workshops that are on his page, right?
He does. So I believe he has 5 archives up there right now. And when you sign up, this archive will be up in the next couple hours from last night. So right on your account page, 90 minutes, Basil in there with subscribers last night for a 90-minute webinar. Went over just the markets, his peaks, everything he's looking at, moving averages. I encourage you to check it out. You get access to that. Basil, great daily trading service. Update out this morning. He puts out at least one update over the weekend, then Monday morning as well. So you get 30 days of that at least. Give it a try, and you can be watching that archive workshop over the weekend, this weekend.
And you get your morning market report. So every morning, folks, okay, and afternoon, Tom does a report. If you want a Cliff Notes version of what's going on overnight and get going in the morning, it's a great update. The thing that I found this morning, it's like, when I was talking a little bit earlier, that the retail sales were down, and I was thinking, okay, is that on Amazon too?
Yeah, and I think Amazon plays into that, and
it
must, because it's the commerce department. If Amazon doesn't count for commerce, we're all in trouble, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
right.
So retail sales, and the big number there was the core number, like we talked about, man, flat. And that is excluding automobiles, gas, building materials, and food services versus they were looking for a 0.3% jump. So we'll see. No one's buying clothing.
Yeah. I guess you don't need it anymore.
or just maybe not as much as you needed.
Yeah. Dow Industrials right now are down 4. Nasdaq's up 25. S&P's a flat. Tell me, I come right back.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now down 6, Nasdaq's up 25, S&P's a flat, market's shaking it off once again. And if we go over here, we've talked about this equity before. This equity is just getting killed. Smile Direct is not smiling out here today. This thing's down $1.80. You're trading $13.51. This has been quite a run for this equity. I can't bring it back that far. Let me just bring it back 2 years.
It only goes back to September.
Oh, that's okay. Boy, it's that new. Well, actually, it's not that bad, huh?
It's been worse, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's been worse. Okay, down $1.80 today. I don't. NBC. So this is a Smile Direct says NBC report misrepresents company. We'll see how this shakes out.
So I guess NBC had a story yesterday that was not too kind to the people at Smile Direct.
Yeah, like an investigation by the FDA.
Yeah, regulations, compliance,
yeah, right.
Including its manufacturing certification.
Oh, that's going to be a problem.
Let's see why. So yeah, they fell on Friday after the company rebuked. The NBC News story featured interviews with customers who reported feeling pain after using the company's aligners. The story ran online on air Thursday. Complaints, the treatment outcomes. Yeah, it looks
with
like
bite and spacing problems.
Yeah,
okay. If your product is no good, it's going to be a problem.
That's pretty crucial to your business if you make essentially one product, which is what they do.
Totally.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Market-wise out here, bottom line, Sherwin-Williams is the winner of the day once again. I know it's early, but the bottom line is that it's a
what are we, 6-7 points from all-time highs in the S&P?
Totally.
We got plenty of time left in the day.
Yeah. Stay right there, folks. We got TD Ameritrade coming up now, man. Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, man.
Go get them, folks.